Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Report has it that the Oloris, that is the wives to the Ooni of Ife, couldn't hold their tears as Ooni of Ife returned Ìkà Oòduà back to Olori Naomi. Now, what is this Ìkà Oòduà? They said Ìkà Oòduà is a sacred royal ring that was given to Olori Naomi when Ooni of Ife first got married to her in 2018. That event when Ooni of Ife gave Queen Naomi that ring, it was very symbolic. Okay, it was a very symbolic event, and that ring means a lot to their union. That ring has been with the Ooni of Ife since he became a king in 2015, but for reasons best known to the king, he never ever gave that ring to Wurola. He did not. He did not. They said that ring has, a very serious spiritual significance, and the ring has been, as in, is dated a long time ago, from a very long time ago, that very prominent queens have used that ring. Now, when Naomi got angry and left, Naomi removed that ring, that very ring, and dropped it in the chambers of the Ooni of Ife. They say a console in the bedroom of the Ooni of Ife was where, she had access to that bedroom. She went there and removed that ring and dropped there. And when Kabiesi came back, because Kabiesi was in Lagos when he heard what had happened, they say when Kabiesi was even wishing that Queen Naomi had not even dropped the ring. When Kabiesi came back to Ile-Ife and found out that that ring had been dropped, that the man almost cried. He didn't know what to do. He picked the ring and kept the ring. With everything that happened, he went ahead and married all of these women. He did not give that ring to anybody. Now, a lot of them didn't understand that there was a ring like that. So they said a lot of them did not understand that there was a ring like that. But one person who understood that there was a ring like that was Ebony, and another person, Bloblo, okay? Now, when Bloblo was still on the other side with the other Oloris, she had made several attempts to get that ring from the Ooni of Ife. Ooni did not, she stopped. But another person who made several attempts and even cried over it, tried to manipulate Kabiesi's emotion over that ring was Ebony. But Ebony never ever got it. But something happened. They say Kabiesi returned that ring to Olori Naomi, and she collected that ring. Now, it's important to also note that this will not be the first time that, Kabiesi had tried to return that ring to Olori Naomi. But Naomi would not collect it, and besides, they said there was even traditional problems, when there was an attempt to return it, and it's a whole lot of stories. But right now, they say the ring has been given back to Olori Naomi. They say the atmosphere in the palace of Ile-Ife was thick with reverence, awe, and spiritual clarity as the Ooni of Ife, okay, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunsi, performed an act that shook the foundation of tradition, history, and royal resentment. Before a silent gathering of chiefs, elders, wives, and inner palace servants, he held up a small ancient box carved from sacred Igi Iroko wood, bound with copper lines, and incantation known only to the inner council. Inside that box was not just a ring, it was Ìkà Oòduà, the sacred royal ring of ancestral matrimony, a ring that only one woman in each royal reign could ever wear, the queen whose spirit had been chosen to stand beside the Ooni, not just in love but in divine covenant. Ìkà Oòduà is not a mere ornament. It is not crafted by any ordinary goldsmith. It is a spiritual, heirloom, okay, passed down from one chosen Olori Ayaba to the next, but only after the gods speak. forged over 400 years ago in the sacred shrine of Mogon. Okay, it is made from a mysterious blend of precious gold sourced from the ancient mines of Elisha, infused with sacred herbs, ancestral ash, and a rare stone believed to have fallen from the heavens, known by the Ifa priest as Akota Ipinum. Well, let me spell it for you. Okota is Okuta, O-K-U-T, and I-P-I-N-N-A, okay? Okuta Ipino, okay? The stone of decision, okay? The king is not just, the ring is not just one, it is spiritually activated. And once activated for a woman, no other is allowed to wear it unless the first woman has died or, been spiritually dismissed by the gods. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Delaram. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from the source. It's still on the royals. How are you guys doing today? My lovers, my besties, my Delarite, my very own Delarite. Thank you so much. I just love you guys so much. You know that, you see this channel, some people will come and insult me and insult me and insult me. They will insult me and insult me. Even though they know that I have been telling them that, see, these are all alleged rumors, they will insult me. But even with that, I still love you guys, because you people are my family now. I love you guys so much, okay? Thank you for your comment, the good, the bad, the ugly. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, they say in Queen Naomi's case, when she was first crowned years ago, she was taken through the sacred chamber of Egbe Ayaba, okay, where she underwent the rite of the Ìkà Oòduà, okay. After 7 days of fasting, prayers, and spiritual preparation, the ring was placed on her finger, not just by the Ooni himself, but in the presence of Chief Are Ona Aye, Chief Osunware of Ife, and the Orangon priestess, okay? From that moment, her place was sealed not by, court politics or royal favor, but by the authority of Oduduwa himself. The ring bond her spirit to the legacy of the throne. It made her not just a queen, but a mother of the kingdom in the spiritual and ancestral sense. You see, I think this may just be one of the reasons why, her leaving brought so much wahala, and why there was so much confusion in the palace, and why it was almost taking like the entire world for them to finish ritual. Jesus Christ. Hi. Honestly, it's not easy to be married to the Ooni of Ife. It is not easy to be married to the Ooni of Ife. This is my husband that I am with. Some days I will play and play and play and play and play, drag his leg, drag his trouser, drag everything. That's the kind of man I want to marry. Not the one that if to even say hello, you do ritual. To sit down, you do ritual. To do this. These ones, they just carry themselves to come and push Queen Naomi. You people don't have the grace that Queen Naomi has. Because if not for grace, Queen Naomi would not be in that marriage by now. Queen Naomi and the Ooni of Ife. The fight has been something else. Well, they say years ago when she dropped the ring in the private chamber of the Ooni of Ife and walked away, no one in the palace could believe it. It was not just an act of pain, it was a spiritual, thunderclap. The ring never to touch the floor, or as in the ring was never to touch the floor, okay, was placed back in its sacred box, returned to the shrine of Okanlona Ifa, where it remains sealed. No other wife, no matter how beloved, educated, or politically relevant, was ever allowed to touch it, let alone wear it. The reason, because the gods never declared Queen Naomi's reign to be spiritually over. She may have walked out spiritually, but her spiritual seal was never revoked. Okay? This is the person that all of these people were fighting. Some of the Ooni's wives questioned why he never gave that ring to any other. They saw it as a favoritism, but the truth was the Ooni himself was not permitted to break the divine order. As long as, the ring was intact and the woman it was sealed for remain alive and unmarried elsewhere, that ring could never be transferred. Any attempt to do so, according to the high priest, would bring spiritual consequences upon the throne. So the ring sat, unused, untouched, and Queen Naomi's spiritual seat remained, reserved. Have you guys seen some of the things that a lot of us never knew about? Nobody ever talked about this ring. I have never ever talked about it because I didn't know about it. It's now that some of these things are coming out. So with things like this, you can now tell why it's been so cumbersome for other wives to dethrone her, to throw her away the way they wanted to. And you can now tell why Kabiesi refused to give her a divorce. Are you guys beginning to understand this? Della, right? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Do you understand it? Do you get it? Well, you don't get it, forget about it. Hey, my lovers. But that day they said something ancient said after the full moon ritual, after the ancestral council realigned, and after Queen Naomi had returned to the palace, not in pride but in sacred peace, to thank elders, okay, who stood by her in the open courtyard of Ile Oba. He unsealed the box, lifted the ring, and called her forward. The moment he placed it back on her finger, palace chant erupted, elders prostrated, women, in fact, some women were even crying. In fact, they said it was such an emotional moment that everybody just saw that Queen Naomi just started crying. Not tears of weakness, but of spiritual release. Her finger had remembered the ring, and the ring had recognized its rightful bearer. This is what we are hearing. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.